Wow, I'm shiny. First of all, cheers. Happy Thursday. This newscast is brought to you by Hogarten, the beer that makes you functional after 10 p.m. Just kidding. Oh, look, here's my seltzer from last week.
No, that was mine. I just put it there. But I think that's your seltzer from last week.
Dang it. Okay, whatever. Hello, welcome to the Park Hopper Daily Weekly Newscast. Sorry for adjusting myself there on camera. Just to give you a little recap why we're a little late this evening, I am working on 5 different shows right now. Fiddler on the Roof, from which my knees are never going to recover. A Student Works production with my theater company, Our Fabulous Variety Show, Footloose at East Hampton High School, Chicago in Southold, and Legally Blonde in Southampton. These are all high schools on the East End, and my theater company. It's so much fun. I really love it. And then I was helping Joe with a little something before this. That looked different than what I meant. It wasn't dirty, I promise. Okay, sorry, Mom. Love you. Okay. Anyway, we will get to mask mandates a little further on into the newscast, but the big news out of the Disney company this week was its first quarter earnings for fiscal year 2022, announced Wednesday, February 9th. Apparently, cutting portion sizes was good for not just the customer's waistline. Apparently, it was also good for the shareholders. Whatever. According to the report, the Disney Parks Experiences and Products Division saw a revenue increase of more than 100% over 2021, posting $7.2 billion in revenue for the first quarter of 2022, of which Joe and I are only responsible for what, like half of that?
Yeah.
Feels like it. Yeah. This means, as opposed to showing a $0.1 billion loss, that's $100 million of loss. And just so you know, like, I did not just know that off the top of my head. Joe and I were talking about this earlier, and he did the math. And I'm sorry if you think that that's crazy that we had to do the math, but we're artists, not mathematicians. Anyway, it has realized a $2.5 million gain for this first quarter. Quote, operating income for the quarter reflected increases at our parks and experiences businesses, partially offset by a decrease at our consumer products business, end quote. I thought I would use an accent because I don't actually know what that sentence means. And by consumer products businesses, they are likely referring to the closure of Disney stores nationwide. So they lost income on that division. So maybe they should not have closed their stores. Who else here? I'm going to take, it doesn't say discuss yet, but like, who misses the Disney stores? Like, seriously, give a thumbs up to this video if you miss the Disney stores. Yeah. If you watch this and you don't give a thumbs up, I guess it means that you don't like the Disney stores. But anyway, I really miss them. Would you like to read some?
Sure.
You want to read this next quote?
Where were you?
This quote right here.
Where'd you leave off?
Quote. Say quote.
No, because that would be weird. I could say quote, but not say quote. Right?
Could you? Oh my God.
Okay, quote. Operating income growth at our domestic parks and experiences was due to higher volumes and, to a lesser extent, increased guest spending, partially offset by higher costs. Higher volumes were...
Well, oh, no. higher guest spending. I was pointing to myself. Yeah, that's me.
No, you could point to both of us. Mm-hmm. Higher volumes were due to increases in attendance, occupied room nights, and cruise ship sailings. Cruise ships operated at reduced capacities in the current quarter, while sailings were suspended in the prior year quarter. Guest spending growth was due to an increase in average per capita ticket revenue, higher average daily hotel room rates, and an increase in food, beverage, and merchandise spending.
Yeah.
The increase in...
Casting a shadow on my face.
The increase in average, you casted a shadow on your own face before. The increase in average per capita ticket revenue was due to attendance mix and the introduction of Genie Plus and Lightning Lane. Higher costs were due to an increase in operating costs due to volume growth and higher marketing spending. Our domestic parks and resorts were open for the entire current quarter, whereas Disneyland Resort was closed for all of the prior year quarter, and Walt Disney World Resort operated at reduced capacity due to mandatory COVID-19 restrictions. Unquote. Wow.
Wow. So basically, they are making more money with fewer guests thanks to an increased cost of staying at and attending the parks, increased food costs, which we've discussed, and with an estimated 50% of people buying into Genie Plus and Lightning Lane systems, which are hot garbage. In an investor call on Wednesday, Disney CEO Bob, screw him, noted that the domestic parks and resorts actually achieved, quote, all-time revenue and operating income record despite the Omicron surge. This is how I feel about Chapek. I meant that to hit the... Anyway.
No, it wasn't even close.
CFO Christine McCarthy also noted that shifts toward technology like mobile order and mobile resort check-in have also aided in its revenue stream. Oh, because now robots do the work and they don't have to pay cast members. Excuse me.
Wow.
And while some cynics, that's really funny. That's me. That's literally what I just said. And while some cynics may point to the loss experienced by the lack of human interaction, I guess I'm the cynic. The reality is Disney is employing fewer people than it did in 2016, still building back its cast members to pre-pandemic numbers. In 2021, it was operating with 190,000 cast members compared to 203,000 in 2020, although there are over 3,000 jobs available on the Disney website, and hiring bonuses have been offered at both parks. So yeah, no shock there. We know that there have been hiring issues, and I think in our last newscast we specifically said, why are they opening the floodgates for attendance when they don't have the staff to back it up? It's really making the guest experience take a hit, and that's like the thing that we've all like the Disney experience, like that. That's literally why we spend so much money there.
Part of it, yeah.
I don't know. But now we have something to complain about, so that's fun too. What do you think?
I would rather not have that to complain about. There's plenty of other things to complain about. It's not just Disney related, but just in general.
Yeah.
So that was always nice to have that experience, to be able to go there. So if it was a choice between having that to complain about or having a great guest experience, I want the great guest experience.
Wow. All right, you heard it from Joe. This white guy doesn't want to complain. On February 7th, it was announced that California will end its indoor mask mandate on February 15th. The state has still requested that unvaccinated people still wear masks indoors, and the mask mandate will remain in places like nursing homes and on public transportation, according to the Associated Press. Because we all know that if you're not willing to get vaccinated, that you're also probably like really willing to admit that and wear your mask like a kind citizen. That's the thing that doesn't work, because we could have been doing that for a very long time. We could have been doing that basically, except for Omicron, anyway, that's dumb. If you're gonna lift the mask mandate indoors, it's gonna be vaccinated and unvaccinated. And if you think otherwise, you're an idiot. You're just an idiot. To think that people who are not vaccinated, as a general rule, I'm not saying that there aren't exceptions to the rule, okay? So before you get your panties twisted, if you're the kind of person who is not able to get vaccinated for whatever religious, medical, personal, whatever reason, this is not me passing judgment on you. This is me passing judgment on the entire unvaccinated population and saying, like, generally speaking, they're not the ones who are just going to wear their mask to be nice, right? Because isn't that kind of like part of the issue? Anyway.
So we've got some comments.
Paco, hello. They closed the Disney store in your city and it was always full of people. Same, like, we had a couple close to us, and we went there like personally. We went to the ones near us like once a week, especially during the pandemic. We were always there. We were there so often that they started like knowing us. And at first I was like a little embarrassed, like, why does the Disney store cast member, like, why do they all know our names? And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm leaning into this. I'm owning it. And this is beautiful. And then when they announced that they were closing down, we brought Starbucks gift certificates to them and like literally had tearful goodbyes.
Yeah, it was really.
It was a big
magical.
deal.
It was.
It was a big deal to have them. And I the ones in Target, it's just not, there's no magic. There's no I'm sorry. Target has its own magic, which is great. I love Target. Please do not get me wrong. This is not me raving about Target. This is me saying that the Disney magic and the Target magic are very different magics. And they're not really, it's not working as a substitute. It's just not holding up as a substitute. And yeah, I agree that they are destroying what Walt worked for, because his number one goal was the guest experience. And
yeah, that's taken a big hit.
That's the thing that's been taking the hit. And it is frustrating as guests who spent a whole entire year giving Disney the benefit of the doubt. And now we're starting to like, you know, they're coming back to like bigger capacity. They're starting to do more things. And it's like, okay, we're done giving you the benefit of the doubt and rolling with the punches of, you know, theme parks mid-pandemic. But why are you still treating us like garbage? Because you don't have to anymore. Just make fun of us, call us fat, and then charge us more for less food. Monsters. The indoor mask mandate returned to California, as it did in many states, in December 2021 as the Omicron variant of COVID-19 spread like wildfire across the U.S.
What does this mean for parks? Well, several counties, including LA County, where Universal Studios is located, still have mask mandates in place. Orange County, where Disneyland is located, does not have a mask mandate in place, but so far, the company has not announced plans to lift its mask requirements for guests.
I'm guessing they'll give you about 12-hour notice.
Yeah. It is worth noting that Walt Disney World in Florida has held on to its indoor mask mandate despite there being no requirements for it to do so at the Florida parks. I would guess until the CDC gives its go-ahead for dropping an indoor mask mandate, we will likely not see it happen in the parks.
My only request, give at least a few days of notice. Give a week. Let people change their plans one way or the other. Like we talked about literally last time we did this newscast. This is not me saying one way is right and one way is wrong. I'm saying for either to be changed the day before or like mid-trip is unfair to everyone.
It's not fair.
To everyone. If you have decided that we're going to wait until masks were not mandatory to go to Disney, I respect that. And then you go, because this literally happened last year. You go, there's no mask mandatory. And then with like a 12-hour notice and then masks are mandatory, I'd be like, I would like a refund. I want my money back so I can try this again when I am comfortable. And then the same, like flip the other way, because we were there when, masks were, we planned the trip, masks were mandatory. The day before we go, they lift that ban. I was like, this sucks. Like this, I had panic attacks. I like cried in Animal Kingdom, not because Mickey waved at me, but because Festival of the Lion King, they were like squishing us together like sardines and everyone around me had no mask on. And I was like, what the hell is happening? Like, was I crazy this whole time or
that was not okay.
I'm not saying that running a theme park enterprise like Disney is easy during these times. I'm just saying, please give all of us time to catch up to the changes. Yes, things kind of are changing every single day. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow there's another variant. Knock on everything, right? But like, please just give us some. We're just I don't know. We're all just like still so traumatized about everything. We all just have like such PTSD about everything COVID and masks, like a collective global trauma. So anyway, let's talk about more news. In adorable news, thank God, we needed some adorable news.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Nutmeg, a baby Bob Irusa piglet. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but a baby piglet was born a few months ago at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. This week, we got some pictures of the adorable baby girl, courtesy of the Disney Parks blog. Nutmeg has been spending time with her mom backstage and was recently introduced to guests in the Oasis.
I want to see the piglet.
That's really cute. I want to see the piglet too. You know what? I'm going to find some photos of the piglet and I'm going to share it on our Instagram story.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Yes, thank you.
You should follow us on Instagram.
Paco, thank you.
We are at park_hopper_daily. Yesterday I shared my Mickey Mouse experience that Joe teased on Monday. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And I would love to hear from you if you are heading back to the parks, if you're meeting characters, because there are a lot of character meet and greets. Like you can meet Princess Tiana again. Tiana, did I just say that really weird? I just said it like the beach, Tiana Beach.
Yeah.
No, Princess Tiana is back. You can meet a lot of the princesses again. You can meet Olaf in Hollywood Studios. You can meet Mickey Mouse again. If you are getting back into meeting the characters, tell us, like, how did that feel? Because I'm not even kidding you. Like when we were there, especially when we were there for our honeymoon and it was like very low crowds, like you could snag a second, like they're going by in a float and there's literally no one around you. So if he blows a kiss, like that's your kiss. And like those moments, like I would get a little weepy. Like a cavalcade drive-by made me a little weepy. So actually like being in the room, and we were like the last people in the line, they like take a little clumplet in and then they go through the clumplet before they open the door to let more people in. So we were the last ones. And I kind of like, I'm like staying, I'm like not looking until we're alone. And then I look and I'm just like, just pouring tears and emotions and everything. So if you had a similar experience, please tell me, because it would make me feel like less of a crazy person. And I hope that that you are able to get back to the parks and back to find the magic. I know that we rant and rave a bit. We renewed our passes. Deep down we love our Disney World.
Yeah.
It's the people there who make it so great. The cast members, they are the magic. The other guests, you are the magic.
Paco's the magic.
Paco,
a good night.
You are
Thank
the magic. You have a wonderful night, friend. And please be our friend on Instagram and like literally shoot me messages, because like that's what I do in the day and I love it. And then we love like hanging out with you in the parks.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of really good friends. Emily Carlson from We Do Disney Right. Joe made her new logo. We've gotten to hang out at Oga's Cantina together, and she's the travel agent who's booking all of our rooms. My theater company, Our Fabulous Variety Show, is performing in Disney World in July. Catherine's going, and her daughter Ella, she's performing with us. So it's like
so cool. Disney,
we love, and that's why we're hard on them, because you, like a parent to a child, like you have to give them some tough love sometimes. So that's why we give Bob Chapek some tough love, because he is a bad boy. This is getting weird. Okay, I think we should say goodnight.
Yeah, it's time to eat. All right, good night, everyone. Thank you.
We'll see you real soon. Keep it classy, San Diego.